Creepy, huh? Okay, so if you recognize that music at all from the beginning, bravo. It is from one of my favorite horror movies, a very serious horror movie, which surprisingly, I don't like a lot of serious horror movies, meaning like some that don't have at least some kind of tongue in cheek, or you're kind of going, oh yeah, kill her, you know. But this is a very serious horror movie to me, and it's Candyman. And the reason why I say serious is kind of like what I just said. It's not something that you're kind of rooting for the killer and stuff like that. You get really kind of entrenched into the life and the story of, you know, the main female character, who's played by Virginia Madsen. I picked this even though I have actually done a video about Candyman on my channel for Lunaria Claire, which is my personal channel. But I've had to do this again. One, because a lot of the other stuff I would have picked actually had already been done this week. And so I just was like, okay, I can give some examples at the very beginning of my video, and I'll have another example at the end. It's just kind of how haunting this score is, and it's one of my favorites. And when I hear that intro, especially like what I said at the, you know, what I played at the very beginning, that just takes me to Halloween. It takes me to listening to soundtracks. Sirius XM, they will have kind of like they have a Halloween channel every year that I believe starts in like the second week of October or something like that. But they have a Cinescape or something like that. It's something having to do with movie scores. That's all they play all day long is movie scores. And in October, they will do horror movie scores, and they always play a little bit from Candyman. They'll do ones from movies that you'd never even guess. So I had to pick this. And I think it's because, you know, and people have talked about this in the other videos this week, just how important it is that it has to create that ambiance. I mean, movie scores are, to me, what can make or break a film and how I feel. Because, I mean, the story, yes, has to be good. There are directors out there that say flat out that they don't want to rely on the music to tell the story, and I realize that, but this is a horror movie, so it is about the ambiance. It is about sound effects, and it's very, very, very important. I said in a video that I did for my Lunaria Claire channel that I was going to also address in this video this week another example of a movie that actually does not use an official movie score, but is just as effective in the sounds that they use. And that is, I don't have the box for this because this is in my Alfred Hitchcock Masterpiece Collection that I love in this style. And that is Rear Window. So I'll kind of show that. Let's see, the DVD, Blu-ray actually. It's pretty. It kind of has the movie poster art. Now I use Rear Window as an example because Rear Window, like I said, had no actual score. And you might not think about this. If you've only seen the movie maybe a couple, 3 times, you might need to go back and rewatch the movie and really pay attention to the fact that there is no score in this film. The only thing that he used were the sounds that took place in the city where it took place. And this was in an apartment complex. So it's something that he's surrounded by all of the apartments that surround the back of his building, and it kind of his apartment faces kind of like a courtyard. You know, this is across the way. Sorry for the glare. So he's getting the sounds of, there's a composer that lives close to him, and he's constantly kind of playing on his piano, and there's lots of sounds from the street, a very city gritty sound a little bit, because and I'm a big city person and I'm used to hearing sounds outside. There's sounds outside my window right now from the street and people talking and stuff like that, and so I love the sounds from that movie. And it's hard to say, oh, I love the music from that movie, because it doesn't have any music. But strangely enough, even though I think that this film relies heavy, sorry I have hiccups as always, relies heavy on the ambiance that the music creates. And I'm not taking that anything away from the story. I love how a score can create the ambiance for a movie, because hearing music is instantly what takes you back to a movie, for me. And so when I hear the score, it takes me back to a lot of the scenes in this film, the haunting kind of music box kind of songs that are in it, that tinkling, just, you know, and another example would be The Changeling, which I did a review of that on this channel, and I actually said on there that it had one of the best horror movie scores that I have ever heard, and I do intend on buying that. But it's about $25 for this CD on Amazon. You can't get the MP3s or anything like that, so I will buy it eventually before it goes like out of print or something. But like I said, it's not always necessary. Some movies, like Rear Window, don't have an official score and still can be equally as effective, but you have to go with what is effective for the movie. This entire film basically takes place in an apartment. You could get away with nothing but the sounds from that apartment being the main sounds for this movie, whereas Candyman takes place, in many different areas, and it's just appropriate to have more of an overarching score to the movie. So without kind of going on forever and ever, I'll kind of make this a shorter video, but this is definitely one of my favorite movie scores. From the haunting kind of chorus at the beginning that I played, and kind of the music box tones at the end, and then Rear Window being one of my favorite examples of sound and film and how effective that it can be. And I know this is the horror channel, and I will say, I know that Rear Window is not necessarily horror, but it is a thriller mystery. So I'm going to kind of throw it in there because we all know that Hitchcock was a horror director, mystery / thriller. So I threw Rear Window in there. So if you don't have this set, please go get it. I know it's hella expensive. I got this for my anniversary this year. This is how well my husband knows me, and couldn't be more happy with it. So yeah, Alfred Hitchcock, Candyman, two very different examples, but very cool. So I will see you next week, and I'm super excited to do another video. Very, very glad to be back. Thank you for everyone who watches our channel, shouts out our channel. Very exciting. And as we all know, September is coming up, and September just starts to make me happy. Summer's almost over. I'm not a huge summer person. I love fall. I love winter. Spring is okay, I guess. I'm more of a fall winter girl, and as soon as September hits, I feel like October's right around the corner. So Halloween is coming, and I am super excited for it, and it's just going to keep getting creepier and creepier as we go. So I will see you all next week.